shitting my pants. I'm a failure. Hey guys, how are you doing? So, today I have a video idea that I wanted to do for quite a while, and it was mostly a self-reflection one. So if you watched my first ever YouTube video, you would know that one of the big reasons that I started this channel was to keep myself accountable. And I thought, what better way to keep myself accountable than to open up the New Year's resolutions that I made in the beginning of the year and see how well I went in actually achieving them. Now, mind you, I have not seen that document since I made it, maybe 31st of December 2020. So it's been over 7 months and I have not seen what I wrote. I have no clue what I wrote. And so I'm gonna open that up. It's on my iPad right now, right in front of me. Shitting my pants. It'd be a huge failure, I don't know, relative to what I planned this year to be. And mind you, I had no clue what the heck COVID would do to the entire year. So we're about to find out. Bit nervous. Now, I am a super ambitious person. That's one of my, I don't know if it's a personality trait. I feel like it's narcissistic to say ambition is a personality trait. But I guess the humility to it is that I'm over ambitious and I underachieve 90% of the time. So I'm always not feeling adequate to my expectations. So we'll see how ambitious my goals were. And I'm telling you right now, from what I remember, they were pretty damn ambitious. So let's see what I hit, what I didn't. I'm gonna be super upfront, super frank, super honest. You know, whatever I failed in, I'm a failure. And so let's get my iPad. Now, let's see. So you know what, I'm just gonna screen share everything. And there you go. I made it in the 2nd of Jan, 2021. 2021 goals. 11:49 p.m. I was probably getting New Year's crisis. I'm sure some of us do get this. I hope it's not cringe. Anyway, bang. Okay, let's see. So I've broken this down very systematically. So I did a bit of not-for-profit consulting last year. And I guess one of the greatest things I took away from it, and even in medicine, is how to categorize your thinking. And so I try to put everything in mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive boxes. And you kind of see that. The first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to create a mutually exclusive, cumulatively exhaustive tree. And I was like, okay, so what is my life? And so you can see my life is medicine, my personal life, and my business. And you can see right now with medicine, I care a lot about 5th year, and one of my huge goals this year was to do my elective placement somewhere in the US or UK, because as you know, Australian medical students to practice as a doctor in the US need to sit an external exam, which is really tough. It's called the USMLE. Or in the UK, the national health system is super strained, which is what I hear from the book This Is Gonna Hurt, but it kind of scared me off practicing in the UK. It's pretty tough, and so a lot of doctors come from the UK to Australia because there's a better work-life balance and you get to have a life outside of medicine too. If I go to surge, that's not going to happen. So, biomed. So right now, I guess with biomed, I am maybe 15% in my study, and I have about, what is it now? It's July, August, September, October. 4 months left. So I should probably get onto that. But I think I've got a pretty good, safe future doctor level of knowledge. It's just not the biomedicine knowledge, which is super nitty gritty, everything you learned in the past 5 years. So I think that could be improved. My rotations in 5th year, that was also part of my life, in USMLE. So I had this box here because I was quite keen on practicing medicine in the US. And I guess now that's kind of dissipated because I've realized how high the mountain is here, and it would give me enough of a challenge to climb this mountain, getting to my specialty pathway, potentially doing surgery or doing a medical specialty I really like, and climbing up and making a huge impact in our health system in Sydney. I think that's pretty hard as it is. So it didn't really, the cost benefit of trying to practice in the US wasn't really there this year for me. And so personal, I had my financials, talk about that very soon. Had my social media, yeah, and I wanted to kind of broadcast myself, and that's what you see here. I've got my Insta, my YouTube, TikTok. Oh, TikTok. Not that it's bad, it's just I don't really understand how to use it too well. I'm old. And then you can see I've got characteristics with my life, so things that I'd like to improve in terms of my own character traits. My journeys, I guess that's where I really derive meaning. So experiences, and you can see I've got hobbies, I've got gym, sleep, and that's under physical. Sorry, my writing is horrendous. And you can see there's intellectual experiences too. So new, and I broke that down to new and continuing with family and friends, and I really wanted to build upon new relationships. And I've also got places that I want to journey to, which isn't going to happen because right now we're in peak lockdown. So that's that. Business. Right. So this is the current, I wouldn't call it a business because I love teaching. Like, I absolutely love it. I was a super average kid in high school, and no one really saw my potential until I had a few mentors. And one of those mentors now, he's a colorectal surgeon, and he continues to inspire me every single day. And he showed me my potential and my passion for science, my interest in the stories of other people, learning about the human experience. I guess the intersection there of arts, humanities, of science, where you get to make an impact every single day, see your application of science, your fine dexterity get put into place in making sure people live healthy, happy lives, integrating back with their families, removing a tumor and seeing how that improves the patient outcome right in front of you. I thought medicine was crazy, and I still do. I think there's just so many pathways, and it's just so exciting and nerve-wracking that I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but there are just so many endless possibilities that are yet to be consolidated and actualized. But yeah, so yeah, another thing I love, and one of the reasons I picked medicine is because I love teaching. Teaching is something that I'm going to have to do all the time when I'm teaching younger medical students, which I did the other day. We did a Zoom little exam for more junior medical students about how to take a good history exam and think about diagnoses and differentials. And I'm always learning, and I love learning, like the intricacy of the human body, the intelligent design and engineering that goes on, and even like external science like physics, special relativity, general relativity. I just love science. I'm a huge science. I wouldn't say nerd, but I'm a huge enthusiast. I don't think there's such thing as a science nerd. But yeah. And so I kind of wanted to teach year 12 students for as long as I can. Hopefully even as a doctor, but I know that's going to be very, very tough. And so that's my life. And right now, I guess, how has it changed? I'll take a picture of this and maybe put it in the video. And if I don't, then I'm just going to talk about it, which is right now I've got my life as physical, intellectual, and social. And I've got physical as gym, basketball 1 time a week, which is not happening because of lockdown. I've got my intellectual/creative, which is medicine, investing, reading, the business that I'm working on, not business, teaching, YouTube videos, podcasting, and drawing and art. I love drawing, and I might show you a drawing in a future video. Comment down below if you want to see if I can draw or I'm just blowing smoke up my ass. And social, which is travel, friends, and stories. Travel, I want to travel so bad this year. Like, I think that's one of the saddest things. I think it's going to change my life because I might take a gap year as a doctor because I think I've been robbed by a pandemic, which is understandable. But I wanted to travel to the UK, to a developing country, do electives there, learn so much about the practice and implementation of medicine. I think it would change my entire trajectory as a future physician and just what I do with my life. Because I feel like we're all in tiny miniature bubbles of the world, and every bubble is so different. The world is so huge and expansive. You can quite literally portray any kind of world that you like with any amount of positivity and negativity based on what you choose to receive in terms of inputs. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, this is hefty. I'm just going to be frank with this. Let's see. So with medicine, what have I put? Travel outside of Oz and alone. I really want to do that to build independence, get in my comfort zone, get comfortable with me. I like to ask people this, and if you've stayed tuned till now, comment down below if you think I'm an only child or not, based off I don't know, the 4 minutes that you've gotten so far. But anyway, biomed, I went to high distinction the exam. I think right now, honestly, I'm not there. No chance. I think like I need to get help from my peers in med. See, I learn really quick. I have really good working declarative memory, but if I don't consistently practice it, I forget very quickly as well, which sucks. But hopefully I don't want to cram this stuff. I want to be a good junior doctor. And so rotations, never be late. I failed. I've been late, which is not good. Don't be late. Don't be like me. Yeah, I failed there. Anyway, wealth creation. Set up 5 different sources of wealth. And this is more to free up my time because I don't want to have to worry about income and paying for stuff when I get older. So one was YouTube monetization, which I failed. Maybe I should tally my failures. Right now I'm at 2 failures. Dividends? Yeah, I've been getting pretty good dividends. I've invested about 100,000 this year. More about that in a future video, but yeah, I get dividends. So not fail? Maybe I'll just count my failures. How about that? Affiliate marketing? No. I haven't built any YouTube or affiliate marketing. eBay selling? Oh, I tried that drop shipping. And since I don't really care about making money or doing a business to make money, so much effort. I tried one day, I got reported, I think as a spam or a fake account, and I quit the same day. And I don't want to get on that. I'm probably going to cross that out. Capital gain, yes. The entire stock market has been roaring in pandemic. It's super overvalued. Those of you who know a bit of investing, the Schiller PE, cyclically adjusted PE ratio, all the retrospective market indicators for price to earnings all show that the market is at an all-time high valuation for each dollar of earnings. So maybe it'll correct itself, I don't know. But I just have not been checking any stocks or businesses. Like I told you, I'm very low effort when it comes to wealth generation. I'm solely doing it to free up my time. So I haven't been looking at businesses. Find 5 new companies in my circle of competence. Track their financials. Another failure. I've not been tracking 5 companies or their financials. I do have businesses I've invested into, but it's a very small proportion because I'm not too confident. I don't think I'm smarter than the money managers. I'm not going to sell you anything that indicates I am. I'm not. Pretty naive with markets and businesses. Now, my intake, social media, 1 hour max daily Insta and Facebook, and 2 days max, 1 free day.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't know. I'll try finding out what that means, but
Bro,
I
I'm out,
definitely have
man.
not been having a free day of social media. That's 6 failures already. Yikes. How about I zoom out a bit so you can all see this stuff, and I'll look at my broadcasting. I've been publishing 1 video weekly. Well, now, in the past 2 weeks I have not previously because the business side of things, teaching, got super hectic. Right now we're teaching about 105 or more students, and we've got about 15 teachers or so. And we've got a center, we've got a marketing team, we've got so much going on that it's just taken up a lot of my time. Another video on that, but it was disproportionately harder than it seemed to start a business. I'm going to be doing that weekly, so I'm going to count that as another failure. So 7 so far. TikTok bi-weekly failed. Oh my god. It's 8 failures already. Instagram, get a public Instagram. I passed in that. I did get changed from private to public. Not that much has happened. Cross-post, no, I haven't really. But I'm not going to call that a failure yet. Travel 1 place alone for my elective. Fail. But I'm not going to count that because COVID-19. Plan and tally every new friend made, person approached, reach out. Okay, now this is super cringe, but the reason I had this here is those of you who know me, I am super introverted, I would say. And so I thought maybe if I can calculate how introverted I was, at least in the beginning, I would get a good picture of whether I need to improve, not. And I found recently that the more people I spoke to, the more stories of others that I learned, I understood. My life felt really enriched because I feel like everyone is so complex, diverse, and has so many layers to their own story and who they are and what they live for. Tally each comfort zone escape. That was a really big one. I haven't, honestly. Oh, I cut my hair recently. Maybe that's a comfort zone, so that's 9. Keep tally Notion. I haven't been tallying that. integrity. Be honest, realistic, and transparent. One thing that I've struggled to do as part of my, I guess, personality is I always overcommit to things, and then, like I told you, I find it really hard to meet deadlines. So I think learning to say no, even though it might hurt other people's feelings for taking on projects and tasks, is something that I wanted to do. And honestly, this year, I kind of have, and I can also see moments where I haven't with peers. So I'm just gonna neutral that. Oh, okay, so the business. I wanted 100 students to be educated by 2021 end. Success, baby. This is where it's good to reflect. Like, even though I failed like 10 times already, I think it's pretty good that not I, but my team and I have educated so many students. And we have like students that hop on my study calls with me almost every day, which is so cool. And actually waiting for me now, but I'm gonna be finishing off this video first. Experiences. So my hobbies: video editing, learn Adobe Premiere Pro. I haven't mastered it, but I think I've done decent. Photography, capturing moments, one drawing a month. No, failure, that's 13. Cooking, 5 dishes. Oh, since I moved out, I have been cooking some pretty good food. Maybe I'll get some B-roll footage up, or at least some stock, but I've made some really good food. I have some really cool recipes that I want to share with you. I don't know what this page is. It's gonna be like a cooking, just everything page, huh? Reading, 1 book a fortnight. I have been reading quite consistently, and I use Audible, which has really just changed the whole game for me. Every day I listen to it falling asleep for 15 minutes, and I set an auto timer, and I get 15 minutes of reading every day. And I read actual books too, and with medicine. That doesn't count, but on top of that. Never miss more than 2 days at the gym. I have missed, but I've never missed more than a week, if that's better. Diet, yeah, my diet's good. I just ate Nutella, ice cream, pancakes, but again, super healthy recipe apart from the sugar. I will post it soon. That was like 100 grams of protein. Win-win. Basketball, we spoke about basketball. Sleep, oh my God. This is the worst. Okay. I guess if there's one thing with my immediate life that I would like fixed, it's sleep. Could you all comment down below any tips you have for me and sleep? It's not that I can't sleep. It's that I think I can do 20 more minutes of work, which turns into an hour more of work. And I end up sleeping like regularly 6 hours to 5 hours to 4 hours on hospital days. And then I just crash in the weekend. And I guess maybe one other thing is having my life more stable and not crashing so frequently with sleep. City travel. I haven't been doing it alone, but I have been, especially when I moved out. I went on a lot, and I met a lot of new people, which was really fun, really cool. Would do again. Made a ton of new friends who are really close now with me. So, like that. Oh, family. Give mum. Oh, I'm not gonna talk about that. That's so embarrassing. I'm gonna keep it in this video, and you can guess what the H stands for. It means hug. 1 times daily. I literally dosed it to myself. Oh my cringe. Why am I exposing myself? And then, anyway, call grandparents. I think this is the sweetest thing that old me could have written, which was, call your grandparents. And I guess I failed too many times in this video. I'm gonna stop recording because I've just exposed myself way too much. But I guess key takeaway here is, for me in my life, I've been really over ambitious and underachieving. But what I've noticed is the net effect is I still see an upwards trend. And I know I keep talking about this book, but there's a reason it's at like the front of my desk to read every time, which is Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, do read it. And yes, one of the things it mentions is that outcomes are the lagging metric or indicator of your habits. And so my habits have net been slightly positive, and over time it's compounded it, and the trajectory looks relatively on the upside, because I can see a lot of metrics and successes that I've had this year that aren't on that document, but also a ton of failures that I did not achieve. Maybe because I'm very introverted, maybe because I didn't look at this, partly, but yeah, I guess to make it really clear, I am not a perfect person. I'm not a productivity wizard like Ali Abdal, but I guess I'm here to show you all that, it's okay to fail, fall down, have fun in the process. We're gonna make a lot of those metrics. The year ain't over, right? The year ain't over. I am going to make sure that I achieve most of those things. Maybe not the cringe ones, but the cool ones. I think the whole social media, YouTube is one of the big things that I wanted. One, to broadcast my life to you all. Two, to show you that med is super fun. One of the greatest degrees you can do. I'm very skewed and biased, but having a ton of fun in the process. And capture moments. This is literally an open visual diary, a decentralized, what's on YouTube, but an open source, I guess, diary and introspection to myself. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a pretty long video, but hope you'll enjoy. This is very different to what I normally put out. It's a really fragile, feels very, very sensitive introspection and retrospection into what I aim to accomplish. Yeah. And I guess financially, I've had some big wins this year. Medicine-wise, finding out what I love to do, surgery and interventional medicine, huge win for me. Just starting YouTube, I think that's something that even though I put out there, wasn't something I planned to. And like I told you with teaching. So I've had my own wins, let's continue them. And hope you're all staying safe if you're watching this in lockdown. Yeah, take care. So if you enjoyed longer videos like this, smash that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned to this channel. It's going to be a bunch of different videos. Comment down what you'd like to see next and I will get onto it. Thanks for your time. I will see you next video.
We'll be right back.